make sure I got this right. Should have, yes, champ select overlay. Here we go.
All right. First off, we were seeing the Kassadin ban. I'm not quite sure why. Post Kassadin nerf, it's not really the best.
I would guess
ban.
it was a targeted ban.
It would
They
have to
had
be a
plenty of
targeted
time
ban.
to look at each other.
Yeah, because I don't see Kassadin as being very ban worthy anymore. The Twitch ban though is a very general ban now, because Twitch's late game is actually extremely strong, and his new ultimate, Rat-a-tat-tat, does a lot of damage. Let's see. We also seeing the Anivia and the Jax bans here. I feel like the Anivia is going to be a targeted ban as well for one of the purple
The
team's
same thing
players
happened
here.
last match. They targeted banned out Mrdefia. No, wait, it's the same one we watched last match, so it can't have been targeted ban because they did that both games. So maybe they just really don't like Anivia.
I guess not. They are banning out the Morgana. I do believe that blue team played the Morgana last game. Was it their team that had the Morgana?
They did.
Yeah. So that might be a targeted ban there. They don't want to see that Morgana in there anymore.
But instead,
he will choose the Thresh. Now, we will see how many Baylife hooks that Tsunetoma can actually get off here. He is... wait, can't talk about summoners.
Yeah, nice. Good catch.
Caught myself.
Annie pickup could be Annie lane. I love Annie. I play Annie mid a ton. Everyone seems to think I'm weird.
I do feel like that is going to be a support Annie though. The auto attack range on support Annie is really good, and she can get a little bit of poke in there, and as well as the stun. We're also going to see a Hecarim here.
Now this is one I have not seen in this tournament over the last few times I've cast it so far. And I think he's probably underrated, but he's not a Feral Flare jungler.
No, Hecarim's a Elder Lizard. I usually get an Elder Lizard on Hecarim, but he is still a very good mid to late game jungler, even though he doesn't really get extreme ganks pre-6 because of his ult. But post-6, his ganks are extremely strong, and his team fight potential is strong as well. We're going to see Mounted lock in the Vi once again, as well as WoodenRouter locking in the Jinx. So these are going to be plays from last game as well that they are reusing here. The Jinx last game did very well, and she might be able to pull it off again if she can play against this Vayne here.
Absolutely agree. I think Jinx Thresh is functionally very similar to the Jinx Morganas, and this is what they played last game. We watched them do very well with it, get lots of kills. Jinx, half carried that game.
Jinx did.
How do you think they're going to fare versus, if it is a support Annie? Oh, they took off the AD carry. It looks like they're just trolling me. They're trolling me.
They're hovering over AD carry Teemo here. Oh boy. I can't wait to see a minefield.
Jesus.
No.
So Annie
Graves.
Graves.
Going to lock in the Graves here. Annie Graves does have good synergy because Annie can get the CC out, and Graves has free time to land a burst while her stun is down. As well as the bot lane composition on blue team, the Jinx Thresh has an extreme amount of CC, and they will be able to get a lot of open damage out as well.
Big and bad. Trolling me again.
Hovering over Teemo.
This is not the first time he's done this to me. I just want to point that
Teemo
out.
top lane is actually viable.
Teemo's
so
never
this could
viable.
Be something that is locked in.
Never viable.
No.
Never viable.
But we will see a Fiora lock in though. Now Fiora I have seen every day for the past 2 weeks of my life, and I can't stand it.
Really? How so? In bronze or?
In everything, especially in bronze.
Interesting.
The Fiora, whether it is the jungle, top lane, mid, or whatever, no matter what lane Fiora's in, she becomes a hyper carry. Her damage output is just so strong. She is extremely underrated until as of late. Now she's been being played every game.
I'm gonna go ahead and point out the person that picked Fiora's name, summoner name, is I main Fiora. last game they did ban Fiora, so I'm guessing they looked at the games and confirmed that he really does main Fiora. Do you think it's a good idea to give someone like that their main champion?
It depends if you are confident enough to try and counter that champion. Like, say, I main Udyr, but the enemy team's jungler mains Lee Sin. I'll take down Lee Sin easily. He can have him.
Interesting.
So we are we're going to see a Tryndamere and a Nidalee get locked in. Now the Nidalee queues are going to be extremely strong, and that poke comp, I'm guessing that's going to be mid lane. That poke comp is going to be extremely strong, especially against what seems to be a Fiora mid lane here.
So what do you need to be defeating the Pokemon? Just a really hard initiate, right? Does blue team have it?
I don't. I'm not sure if Thresh can land a hook and Nasus can just sort of run in there.
Well, there
Fiora
is the
does
Vi
have the
too.
gap closers though. Fiora has gap closers and Vi does have the hard initiate. So I'm guessing the only strong poke that purple team has is that Nidalee and a little bit of Annie. So their poke comp isn't extremely strong as compared to the hard initiate of blue team. So blue
So
team might come out stronger in team fights here.
so guys in chat, I want you to you know chime in on this one. Give me your early predictions. Who do you think's gonna win? I'll go ahead and throw mine out there. I think it's going to be blue. I think the initiate is too good. I don't think that purple went with any sort of synergy here. I don't see a lot of poke or a lot of initiate. The disengage probably not good enough. If they are able to get on Nidalee, it almost seems like it'd be really bad for them. What do you think?
I'm sorry. I spaced out. What?
Who do you think's going to win, man? Give me an early prediction here.
I honestly don't know because Tryndamere comes back late game as well, and Hecarim is going to be insane in team fights late game.
Everyone's disagreeing with me here. Everyone's giving it purple.
I don't know. It could be purple. You never know. The damage output is insane.
If Nidalee does get fed,
I feel like this is going to be a crazy game. I know that much. I'm not sure who's going to win though. I don't take sides.
I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I know Big and Bad's listening. You let me down, Big and Bad. No Zillion Bruiser. No crazy. You're not getting my RP. That's all there's to
it. I was looking forward to seeing the top lane Teemo actually.
Oh Jesus, no. Right, for those of you watching, if you ever play Teemo and I'm in the game, I will be extremely upset. I don't care if you're on my team or their team. It doesn't matter. Not okay. Teemo is not okay.
Teemo is just fine if you know what you're doing.
Not okay. So we still got. Excuse me. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna make a pointless note about an app that I have.
Oh man, I kind of messed myself up there. So I don't remember if you noticed this last time, but the same dynamic has happened bot lane. Jinx has barrier, Thresh with heal, while the opposing team has heal and exhaust. Is there a significant win-lose there, or a situation where the specific situation they're looking for?
I feel like taking barrier was a little bit worse of a decision, despite of the healing debuff now. Heal itself still heals more than what barrier has to offer, and the double heal bot lane is still strong, despite. So the double heal can actually come in handy because you can initiate and make one of them use their heal, but the other one still has a heal, like, safe in case you try to go back in.
How long does that debuff last? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, I don't actually.
I don't remember. I think it's gotta be like 15 seconds or something. It's pretty long. Anyway.
It's enough time to disengage and go back in.
Yeah. Arcade Hecarim. Alright, who wins the skin war? It is purple team. Skin war down. I love the arcade heck room. Very fun.
Oh, I love the arcade hack room. I got a code for him off of someone on Facebook gave me a code,
On
and
Facebook.
yeah, someone on the Victoria's Gaming Facebook page was like, I have 18 arcade hack room codes. Who wants one? And I just messaged him and I was like, hey, you gonna give me one? He was like, sure. So I got one.
Nice.
And I played a couple games with it. Arcade hack room's actually really nice skin. The backing animations fun.
Don't you mean Robot Unicorn Attack?
Yes,
Hack room?
robot unicorn attack.
Robot Attack
A lot
Unicorn?
a lot of people just call him Rainbow Hack Room. So, but
So I'm definitely looking forward to. I love that Graves is kind of making his way back into the 80 carry scene. He's a lot of fun. He's always made for an interesting watch.
his burst is really, really hard to get
Insane.
past. Yes, his burst is super strong, especially once he gets that level 6, he can just go all in and get a kill.
It's going to be really dangerous for Annie, or excuse me, for Jinx and Thresh if he hits level 6 first.
But I'm looking forward to seeing a level 2 bot lane kill. First person to get level 2 wins first blood. That's what I want to see.
Oh, he's calling it. First blood is level 2 AD carry bottom. We'll see how right you are, bro.
I want to see.
We'll see how right you are.
And we got blue pings going
I'm going to
down.
call an invade. I saw an invade last game from at least one of these
Yeah, I
teams.
do see an invade.
I think first
coming in
blood's
here.
going to be an
Italy's
invade.
placing traps deep into the jungle there.
Oh, already a little bit of a skirmish. Nidalee and Vi just kind of beating on each other. Or rather, Nidalee throwing tiny spheres.
It looks like they do see that trap that Nidalee placed into the red bush. And they pinged it out. And they're also pinging their AD carry and support back.
Tryndamere is watching for the red, making sure there's no invade on one side. So I guess I was wrong. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I tried to cover up the mic for you guys.
Oh, and Nasus actually falls right onto a Nidalee trap. She is placing those traps with precision.
Oh, if I was Nasus, I'd be running them over on purpose.
I would too. Usually when I get Nocturne, I spell shield and I just run over them.
But pretty standard starts here. We got a blue buff start from Hecarim, and looks like a red buff start from Vi.
See, the red buff start on Vi is, I feel, a foreshadowing to a level 2 gank. As soon as Vi gets level 2, she's going to find a lane to gank, and she is going to try and get it.
Well, he actually started with denting blows.
Yeah, Vi starting level 1 with denting blows, the percent damage and the attack speed bonus it gives is better than starting with your Q. You max your Q verse, but you start with your denting blows because that helps you out with a percent damage.
Interesting.
As well as every third attack, you gain that attack speed if you notice. That's actually what I start on my jungle Vi. I mean the jungle, so.
Right.
But I'm looking to see which combo is going to get level 2 first here.
The pushing seems to vote towards Jinx so far. The hook does land on the Graves, doing a little bit of damage there. Annie and Graves both took some damage from that, but no level 2 yet. There it is.
Level 2 coming on to Jinx and Thresh first, and they are not going to go all in here unless Thresh land a hook. Jinx placing a trinket ward down is going to give them a little bit of vision there. I'm not sure where Thresh is going to ward. He might go toward the tri-bush. But I feel like that ward placement is actually going to give them open ability to be a little bit more aggressive here since they do have the XP bonus.
Fiora already jumping onto Nidalee, doing quite a bit of damage. Pushes her down almost 200.
There's
and a gank going up top. Vi is already hitting onto Tryndamere here. And Tryndamere turns to kill him. Where are you going, Nasus? You need to turn around and help him. But no, again, take a look bot, and they actually turned it around onto Jinx. And first blood goes on a Fiora in mid lane, all 3 lanes fighting at the same time. Nice work, flash Q goes right into Nidalee. And I main Fiora, proven to be a thing.
The mid lane Fiora actually did see earlier today against a Yasuo.
Tryndamere is in trouble here. He's at level 3. He's so close to dying. One more hit. The ghost is popped, and yes, he will go down. So 2-0 already.
And everyone was rooting for purple team here. But hey, they could make a comeback. Tryndamere level 6 will crap on that Nasus.
And pretty much every lane just turned completely the opposite of what we were just saying.
Yep. And I do want to take a little moment to point this out, that Tryndamere did not teleport to one of his minions. He teleported to the turret. It shortens his cooldown on his TP and gives him availability to TP again sooner. Which, I'm not sure why they did that nerf. I don't think that TP was overpowered in the first place.
Little skirmish going on bottom. Graves versus Jinx here. Jinx gets a little bit crazy with it, takes a lot of extra damage, and ends up definitely losing that trade.
Jinx is a little low here, and we're going to have to see her start playing a little bit safer. And Thresh hooks are missing too.
Well, he did land that very first one on Graves, but I haven't seen a good one since. So let's talk about item builds a little bit. Support-wise, we have a little bit of a variance. Annie started with the Spell Thief's Edge for the damage, where Thresh started with the coin.
See, I've never seen many supports start with the Spell Thief's Edge here, but the coin on Thresh does give him that extra, you know, couple of gold every time Jinx gets a CS. It's going to help him build a little faster. I'm not even sure what Spell Thief's Edge does. Does it give gold per 5?
Real quick, mid lane, Fiora actually gets ganked by level 4. Hecarim going to do a lot of damage. One more hit. He does riposte it perfectly. Red buff might burn him down. 40 health. He's 5s. Somehow.
Hecarim
Amazing.
ganks, man.
I think Hecarim actually thought he got it, and he turned off. Didn't even use any abilities, no Rampage or W on him at all.
I don't think he wanted to dive, because Fiora can turn and get a lot of burst damage out on top of the turret hits.
It's very true.
Which,
if he was 6, it'd
at
be
this
even worse.
level, it would hit him very hard. Now, I'm trying to read the unique passive on Spell Thief's Edge here. Spells and basic attacks against champions.
It's very standard that, actually real quick, bottom lane, Hecarim doing another gank, does get a lot of damage done onto Jinx, but she does use her heal, and the Chompers are able to save her from even more damage, Graves. So good avoidance there.
Now, Jinx still has her barrier here to use when she comes back if they decide to go in again. But it would have been better for her to bring heal in this situation, because she didn't have to pop hers. She can come back to lane and still have her heal without the debuff once it's up.
Well, I think it's the scaling that changes, like barrier's better beginning. Yeah, if you look at it now, barrier's better early, heal ends up outscaling it.
See, now the heal debuff is already over. I just looked at
So yeah, it's probably like 10 seconds.
I'm thinking it is...
Fiora in here going after the blue that Hecarim was doing, just interrupting him. Does a ton of damage, so he's going to finish him off. The ultimate and Ignite does take down Hecarim. A great counter jungle there. It doesn't really get any better. But here, Graves and Nidalee are able to stop him, and he gets the stun. A long-range spear does a ton of damage. She might not make it out of this. The Chompers and the shield from Thresh do guarantee it. A hook does land on the Graves, and he jumps in. Vive does the ultimate as well, but he uses his heal. Actually flashes, but he flashes out of the way of the punch and does get away from it. So still a 1 for 0. Nidalee trying to pick him off a little bit, but not a lot happening there.
Those vault breakers on Vi is essential to getting the kills, because that does give them displacement and sort of stuns them for a little while. That way Vi can get out another auto attack and possibly another excessive force that will do way more damage and get the kill.
Absolutely. Well, it wasn't actually necessarily that he missed it. It was Graves flashed out of it.
I thought Vi flashed. I didn't see Graves flash.
They both flashed.
Oh.
Right after Vi had flashed, in order to get out of the vault breaker, Graves flashed right away. That's pretty good moves by both parties, really. We do have Fiora coming in again around Hecarim. He's going to bother him again. Flashes in, goes with the Q, gets one attack. Does not continue because he gets under tower, but it doesn't matter. Jinx gets the auto attack and uses the speed to fly out of there. Great play there. And he gets a blue steal off of it. So buff transfer complete. Hecarim is having a horrible time in the jungle today. This Fiora
That
doing
Jinx
all kinds of
passive
work.
just gets her in and out once she gets that kill.
It was a risky play, but it definitely pulls out when she does get the kill.
And she only took 1 or 2 turret hits for that. And because Fiora was backed out, and she could just sort of run up past the minions, tank a hit from the turret, and get out and auto attack because Hecarim was already low.
Fiora actually taking a bunch of turret hits under Nidalee. It's a little bit dangerous, I feel like, but so far he hasn't died, and well, actually no one on blue team has died thus far.
But Fiora does have her ultimate. She's probably trying to poke down that Nidalee as much as she can. That way she can get a final dive in and just walk out of it.
Absolutely, the Fiora is famous for that one. So top lane, we have a gank coming out from Vi. Tryndamere was just beating on the turret, but he does use Ghost, but he's so slowed from Wither, he can't really get away from it. They're waiting. He hasn't used ultimate yet. He hasn't had to. Is he going to? No! Nasus gets the Q for the kill, and Graves down bottom also gets killed by Thresh. It is now 6-0, but here's Annie. Totally misses Tibbers. What's he doing? Doesn't even put it in there. Is able to get a Q off and does kill Thresh. So finally we have a kill on the purple team, and it goes to the support.
Get fed.
Get fed. I guess that's the name of the game here. Another kill goes on to Annie with a flash Q onto Jinx, trying to pull back and carry this game.
I feel like with those 2 kills, Annie is not going to be building full support for long. She's going to get a lot of AP there. I see she has her Seeker's Arm Guard here. She might be trying to go for a Zanya's. That way she can get all in.
I saw her buy a Fiendish Codex, and then she canceled it. Ultimate coming out from Fiora and Ignite on the end. There goes Nidalee gone, but he dived so deep, and there's 2 there to finish him off. A shutdown gold going on to Graves. Is that going to be enough to bring him back into this?
Well, right now, if you look, Graves has the makings of his Bloodthirster right now, and he still does have that Doran's. That is probably going to finish his Bloodthirster. If we look, he does not have enough gold to finish the Bloodthirster, but they are going to pull off the Dragon here and get the global gold for their team. They are coming back from this, though. If you look at the gold deficit, it's almost exactly the same because of their objective.
It's interesting, even losing all of that they're so close in gold. They're 4 kills down, but that 1 turret was enough.
That
and
1 turret
looks like
gave
a little
them
bit of a
100
farming
gold.
deficit as well.
Looking at the farm,
Actually, no, yeah, I was wrong about that.
Vi is about 15 farm ahead of Hecarim here, but neither one of them are going Feral Flare. And Hecarim actually got his Ancient Golem rather than his damage output on the Elder Lizard.
Do you think that's a wise decision for Hecarim?
Basically what I feel like he's doing is he's trusting his teammates to do more of the damage, and he wants to go full tank because of his initiation power. His initiation combined with Annie's ult, the Tibbers stun, is going to give them better team fight composition. So that's, I feel like that's what he's trying to go do.
A little bit of a standoff going here bottom. A lot of cut off and counter plays. Thresh is going straight into Annie, though. He's going to get met by 3. There's Vi and Jinx doing all the damage there, and she is gone, and Thresh is able to sustain through it, and Nidalee looking for the pick, but Vi body blocks it. Nice work. Great teamwork there to let his teammate live, and they come out 1-0. And they're going to re-engage because now Fiora's here, and they have 4. A spear lands onto Fiora, doing a little bit of damage. Almost doesn't even matter because between Bilgewater and her passive, Fiora's almost full health down.
The Thresh box right there actually didn't do much because Annie didn't have a chance to even get to the wall of the box. Everyone else just sort of backed off at that point.
I just want to go ahead and let you know, Korea. No, I'm just going to do a giveaway for whoever at the end of this cast after the interviews. Nidalee going to be poking these guys off of the dragon.
Ooh.
Doesn't want Vi to even try.
That
He
spear,
almost
though.
kills him. Dragon
They
does
are going
go to
pick
purple.
up the dragon on there, and that is going to even out the gold. 1 turret still on the purple team here ahead, and I don't think. Ooh.
1 for 1 up top. They kill each other, Tryndamere and Nasus.
What Tryndamere is trying to do right now is just go for that turret. He wants the damage on that turret, and he wants to win that lane rather than just get a bunch of
Oh
kills.
my god, a spear bottom. Nidalee might actually pick off this. Yes, he does. Spear to the
Another
face.
spear.
2 in a row, and there goes Jinx. That's all it takes.
And that is also going to be a bot turret for the red team, it looks like.
I don't know if Fiora's coming in here to help as well as Vi. They're definitely going to push him off. They might even engage on him. They do. He flashes on the Graves, uses the ultimate, tons of damage, but the anti-Tibber is able to stun him. But he flashed after Fiora used ultimate, so she's right on top of him, gets the kill, and does decide to just fall off of it. They didn't get the dragon either.
Yeah, they didn't get to pick up that turret, which is sort of disappointing because they just came out way behind in that fight. They're still ahead by 300 gold, though, here, even though they're behind by 5 kills.
That just shows you the
15
power
minutes
of
in,
objectives,
you're already
I guess.
seeing people just get melted.
Absolutely. Instant death.
And these Nid Spears are doing so much damage right now. She has only 47 AP. Wait, what?
So, given that you've been seeing so much of the... Oh, hang on just a second. We got Tryndamere diving under turret to the Nasus. I don't know if that's going to work out for him. Takes a ton of damage from the turret. Almost dies, but Nidalee lands a spear just enough to get him close, and he's going to try and lifesteal. He is going to be okay. Nidalee going to try and go for the long-range spear pickoff, but there's Vi. And is she going to go over? Also a spear. Does miss that one. Tryndamere got half his health back.
The javelin toss here does so much damage for Nidalee, even though she only has 47 AP. The damage is insane.
That's actually pretty surprising. Bot lane, it looks like Thresh goes for a dive and barely survives with 40 HP. One more hit onto Annie and she does die. And even Jinx barely survives, but she does use that speed to not take another turret hit. Once again, using great use of that passive. Great use, that makes sense.
And there's Tryndamere getting that objective and just sort of backing off here.
Action all over the map. Fiora getting chased down by Hecarim and Nidalee. She does flash over the wall, uses Bilgewater to stop Hecarim. And they're chasing down Tryndamere up top as well. All they need is one more hit. I don't think he has ultimate available. He doesn't.
His ultimate
Here
just
comes
went
the
down.
Q from Vi, and he stops it. He doesn't continue. And Tryndamere is able to get away. He doesn't like it at all. Here comes Fiora and Thresh coming in. Vi trying to stop Nidalee from jumping over. Does a ton of damage to her. Can Fiora get the Q onto her? No. They're able to make it out of there.
There were so many warning pings going down on the map there. Everyone was scared.
Lots of communication. You know, these guys are still really tight when it comes to gold. And, you know, the game could go either way very easily. So since you've seen so much of the Fiora, how does she scale in the late game? This whole 4-1, she doesn't have the farm, but she still is about even in gold, I want to say. Yeah, almost exactly even with Nidalee. Low farm, high kills. How does she scale into this later game?
She has her Cutlass here. That's not usually what I see first build on Fiora. They usually try to rush that Hydra and get a ton of CS up, and their damage is just crazy coming into the mid game. But this Cutlass active is actually going to do just about as much damage on top of the 2 Doran's blades she's already built up. It's a little bit different from what I usually see as far as the build goes, but I feel like it's just still going to come out with insane amounts of damage.
Jinx has finished her Bloodthirster as well.
Let me see how many stacks she has on that right now. I think she
Can you see? I
finished
don't
her
think you can
stacks.
see.
It's telling
Oh,
me
it
she
does.
has
It does
30
say
stacks here.
Yeah, you can see.
Grave stacks on his Bloodthirster are only at 18 right now, so he's packing a little bit less heat than the Jinx.
So bottom lane, there's going to be a play for this turret. It's going to be a pretty close one. Nidalee's trying to throw the poke spears, but in comes Thresh. He wants to really get the Nidalee. He misses the hook, and she actually turns onto him. Vi is not helping. The spear goes and does hit Jinx, and she's lower than half health. The turret goes down. Better
Those
objectives
spears make me
again for
cringe.
purple.
The spears just make me cringe every time.
Nidalee comes in. He does get hooked this time. Top lane is some fight going on too, but Nidalee, Hecarim jumps in, does a lot of damage to the Jinx, and whoa.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Had a little bit of a mistake.
Vi initiated there with her ultimate, causing her to just go down to the Nid Spear.
So Vi did die. Tryndamere still living, but he might get taken down by this Nasus. He's chasing him down. He does get him with a Q. Once again, and Thresh is going to go down here to the Annie, who picks up the kill. And this 4-man push bot lane is just, it's brutal. They're getting so many objectives, but Fiora, meanwhile, was doing a pretty good job taking that mid turret, trying to compensate. Can Jinx stop this one? No, she cannot. Another turret goes down. It's now 4-1. And Purple, lower in kills, has actually taken a gold lead.
Fiora does pick up that that second mid turret though, so they're trying to keep up in the gold. There's only about a 1.3k deficit here, but purple team is still going to try to get this dragon. Blue team might contest it here. I see Vi is there. She does not have her ultimate though, but she can Q in and smite, and she does.
Oh man, we're a little bit behind you.
You are?
Yeah, I just fixed it up. Okay, so blue team slay the dragon. Fiora just gets killed, and it looks like Ignite taking down on Annie. Is she gonna go down? No, not quite. And top lane, another fight between Tryndamere and Nasus again, and Nasus comes out on top.
I don't know if you noticed, but the Jinx ultimate almost killed Hecarim and Annie there.
Wow,
They
so
were both
close.
low HP and backing, and the Jinx ultimate just hit Hecarim in the face, nearly killing him.
In 10 games, what timing are you at right now?
I'm at 2056,
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we're fine.
Just making sure.
You had a little bit of a lag earlier?
I think I might have clicked the bar on accident.
Okay.
Oops. So turrets going down left and right, and blue team all of a sudden is back. This is anybody's game, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely
Now,
anybody's.
this Nasus is getting back into his little split pushing game that he had last game as well. He just sits in the top lane and pushes constantly, because if there's nobody there to stop him, he will just keep going.
I think he officially wins against Tryndamere. Tryndamere's trying to 1v1 him a little too much now, and he's not succeeding. So I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Nasus is going to keep on pushing that lane.
The Nasus is also 2 levels ahead of the Tryndamere.
So
well, now 1 level.
What does Tryndamere's game plan need to be now? Does he stay in his lane, try and stop Nasus, or does he roam?
All Tryndamere can do right now is try to help his team out, but at the same time as watching his lane, because Nasus isn't going to leave the top lane at this point. He's not going to come in for the team fights. He's going to go to his lane, he's going to push, and he's just going to get objectives. I feel an open inhibitor coming soon from Nasus.
It very well could happen. Actually, Nasus is mid, wanting to participate in a team fight. He pushed him off that mid turret. They didn't get anything else, and looks like we got a pause.
Some lag there.
Alright, so it looks like they unpaused it. They're all ready. They're fixing it up here. A fight is probably going to break out mid. It all depends on the initiate. Nidalee wants to get some spears in first. Are they gonna? They do find Hecarim gets a flank onto the Thresh, doing a ton of damage, and Vi actually took a lot. Ultimate comes up from Hecarim, he misses completely, but Vi still getting a ton of just murdered by the Tryndamere. The Chomper's going down trying to help Nasus get out of there. He does survive. Jinx is still poking him down quite a bit. I don't see any spears yet. There was one. He lands on Nasus, does a lot of damage to him, and he has to back out as well. So only 1 kill, but a huge position change.
The Vi overextended way too far onto that, and she fought in a choke point that they didn't even have vision on there. So that was where she went wrong, and that's what caused her to go in and die. If you she used her ultimate a little bit late, which is why she was overextended. Because the second she popped her ultimate, they ran back and just kited her into the entire team, and there was no hope for her to get out after that. She can't vault break her out because everyone's body blocking her. They completely surrounded her, and she had no way of escaping that.
Definitely a misplay a bit, I think, on the Vi's part.
And
So, who is the focus target? You know, in order for Blue to solidify their win here. Oh, but wait, it looks like Nidalee might have found a Thresh to eat, and he's very tasty, and the execute does take him down.
that looked delicious.
Mm.
Getting a little bit caught out trying to put in some deep wards there. But Blue does have a lot of vision in the river and deep into the purple team's jungle right now. I do see a red ping for Baron here. I mean purple. My bad.
They're going to be going for this inhibitor first. It looks like a teleport. Nass is coming from the top to help out. He does stop Tryndamere. A nice slow goes under Tryndamere. He's taking a ton of damage. He does have to use his ultimate. Tibbers goes down, stops Vi and Nasus. Vi is so low. Fiora goes in and does get the kill onto Tryndamere, but he dies himself, and the Thresh is super low. Can he not die here? It looks like Hecarim jumps into him. Vi turns around and does get the ultimate straight onto Graves, does a ton of damage, but she's going to go down as well. Hecarim almost nothing. Jinx does get the kill, able to do all that damage to Hecarim. And a heal onto Nidalee. He's able to survive just long enough. He's going for a sneaky spear, but Nidalee sees him, flashes out of the spear. He wants to chase after him. I don't know if that flash was actually worth it. He probably wouldn't have died from it. Nasus takes one though and takes a ton of damage. Jinx gonna finish off the Annie. Nice pick off there, and he runs right out of there.
That was beautifully played by the Jinx and Nasus, trying to kite back and get those kills. They did pick off the Annie, but I feel like the Nidalee kill should have been acceptable as well if they would have chased a little bit further into the jungle safely.
I think it was definitely a risk that they didn't feel like taking anymore. They were outnumbered at that point, but this Jinx just, he wants this RP, man. He's been trying to carry this team since the beginning.
And that flash was a little bit unnecessary. I feel like it was just reaction, because it is a Nidalee spear and they do hurt.
Twitchy fingers, huh?
Yeah. I would have flashed out as well.
Yeah, I can't say it was a terrible thing to do. Gotta say thanks to the heat of the moment, right? 4-man push down here.
Tryndamere is actually having a really good strategy here of shoving his top lane and then leaving to go and help his team out. That way Nasus can freeform a little bit as long as he's trying to stay top, and as long as he stays out of the fight,
flash in for Nidalee. They want to catch him so bad. Can Vi, it will use ultimate. Yes, he's gonna. I think that was way too late, but he does use it. And actually, Jinx does get the damage onto it. Fiora gets the kill. A Thresh hook goes into Tryndamere, but a double kill for Annie does a ton of AoE damage. Vi and Thresh both go down, and Jinx gets caught by the Annie as well. Triple kill for Annie, our carry support AP down here. Brutalizing.
Fiora's running for her life right now, and they are going to pick up Dragon off of this. Well played by the Annie, getting out the Tibber stun, and there's Tryndamere actually going back top lane once he's secured his team fight to defend against the Nasus.
He's definitely doing what he needs to do. Good job, Tryndamere there. This whole purple team is just putting a huge focus on objectives and trapping the other team. I don't think it gets much better than that for them.
They're way ahead in turrets, and they're picking up the kills again. They're only 2 behind now, as opposed to when they were 0 and 6 before.
You know, they were struggling to keep up in gold, and now they've got a commanding gold lead.
They do. And this objective focus is what really needs to be done, especially in solo queue. Oh, can't stand people.
So, about this Fiora, you talked about the Blade of the Rune King first and then the Hydra first. Well, he does have both. Does he need tanky items, or does he just want to build more of this damage?
Well, as long as Fiora can get in and out of the team fight with her mobility and her ultimate.
A fight starting here. Tryndamere, they were chasing Nidalee, but the Annie stun goes down. Tibbers again. Graves gets the kill onto Thresh. Vi definitely going to go down to a spear to the dome. And that's going to be it. Are they going to go for Baron? They're in the perfect position for it.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Baron here, and they will pick that up. There will be no contest unless Jinx can try to land an ultimate perfectly placed to kill it, but I doubt that will land.
So I definitely can't say I saw the Annie carry coming out.
Yeah, as soon
Kudos
as you
to
saw
him.
Annie get that double kill in the bot lane, that was it.
That was it right there. So Baron onto the purple team. And Ultimate coming in for a Hecarim. He really wants Nasus, like as if he can do something about that. Fiora goes in. She thinks she can handle it. But no, the exhaust and the Tibbers on there. But Ultimate Annie almost goes down. The spear!
Oh, the
Nidalee spear, perfect!
For half. No.
Amazing kill, shut down by Nasus onto that Annie using those Qs, and it looks like Thresh really wants it. He actually goes a little further onto it, and Nasus says, no, we need to turn. Let's not even let Nidalee do her thing.
That is a good point. Someone actually just pointed out into the chat, and it is extremely valid. When you bring a Fiora mid, there's no AP on your team.
That's very true.
The enemy team is building straight armor. Andy rushed that Zhonya's Hourglass. Hecarim got an Omen. And Nidalee has a Zhonya's as well. They're rushing that armor. That way in team fights, the blue team can do nothing.
So then they're going to have a big gap until they start getting Last Whispers, which Jinx did rush second. I feel like that was the correct thing to do. So how about Fiora? Is that what he's trying to build with this longsword, or do you think he's got another plan?
I'm not sure because it is just a longsword. That can be built into so many things.
That's true.
She could be getting a Yomu's for all we know.
Could go anywhere, really.
But the Hydra on Fiora does put out an insane amount of damage, and when she is in that team fight, if you notice, she ultimated 1v2 and almost picked up a Hecarim kill, but the Nidalee spill killed her. That could have been a double kill for her if Nidalee wasn't there to finish her off.
That's very true. So I feel like Vi has a choice here. What she has been doing is trying to go in, get the initiate onto the Nidalee or onto the Graves. Do you think she could switch it up and maybe try and go for a peel on Jinx to try and let Jinx maybe carry?
Well, if Vi plays more defensively, she can allow Jinx to get a lot more damage out, as well as Fiora. But they do need to target out the Annie now, because the Annie's damage is getting insanely strong. And if she doesn't get that Tibbers out, they won't be able to win the team fight.
Well, we'll definitely see if that comes into a play again. The Annie catches have just been excellent. I'm catching the perfect people at the perfect times and deleting them from the game.
Ready. She keeps the stuns ready.
Yeah, great Annie play here. I'm really impressed by both teams, really. It's still a good game. I mean, notice 20 kills to 20 kills exactly. Yes, a Baron has been taken and a lot of dragons on the side of purple, but this is still anybody's game, ladies and gentlemen. The right initiate, the right timing can certainly make either, but even a good pick could turn this game's tables.
There is a minute 30 up on the dragon, and purple team will probably dominate onto that, preventing the blue team from coming back.
So what is Blue's game plan here? Do they need to be pushing once the Baron drops?
Once the Baron drops, I think they need to send Nasus back top lane, and they need to try and pick off that Annie before they can go anywhere with a team fight.
Do they have the wards for that? It looks like that is kind of what they're doing. They're warding their own jungle here.
They have defensive wards out, which is where the purple team is right now. Because if you notice, the purple team nor the blue team have any wards on purple side of the jungle, because they don't have to worry about it. That's not where they're at. They're all on blue side of the jungle, so they have to put those defensive wards there. That way they can find a good position to fight. But blue team does need to pick their fights here, because if they get initiated on, it'll be over.
And here they come, the 4-man push, coming with the Tryndamere teleport backup. And it looks like they're just looking to time out that dragon, make sure they secure that. Getting even more of a gold lead. Perfectly even in kills, and even behind on some farm. But they're, what, 7k ahead?
From the purple team here. These objectives that they are picking up in the 10 seconds on Dragon, which they know is happening, they will be able to extend this gold lead without contest.
This is like a perfect lesson in objectives versus kills, guys. That is a lot of gold for just because they got a few dragons.
And if you notice, now they're only ahead by 1 turret. They won't contest this dragon. They will allow it to happen because they know they can't fight, especially when Tryndamere is pushing top.
Whoa, a deletion. All of a sudden, Nasus just Qs Tryndamere for most of his health.
But they will make that a very well worth trade for the dragon.
And it looks like Hecarim actually gets caught by Thresh over here, and a little bit of damage going on to him. The box used, but Hecarim was already out of it.
They're all calling warning pings there. They don't want to fight because they know Annie was showing up there. She walked up instantly as Hecarim was caught by the hook.
Absolutely, that is one scary Annie. And here she comes in for the flash, but a perfect flash out of it, and she still gets hit by Hecarim and the stun, and the spear takes her down under tower. But here we go, Thresh is there, a flash comes out from Vi. They're going to re-engage on this after they lose a pick. That's not what you need to do, Blue. But they are going to try and defend anyway. They're Fiora down. Thresh is going in for it. He thinks he can do
Vi
it.
just needs to get the assault and battery on this Annie, and this team fight will be over for the purple team.
Oh, I don't know, they're all getting low. They're letting him poke it. Here comes the stun onto Nasus alone, and he gets executed by Nidalee, and also the rest of the team. The ultimate, the AoE coming from Jinx. It's really brutal, and a kill goes on to Annie for Jinx. He flashes out of it, almost gets hit by a spear, but he dodges it, and an ace. And the turret kill, not quite enough to take down Hecarim. Only one. Look at the health bars.
This could be the game here.
Here comes Fiora. He has his ultimate up. He could get into there. Yes, he's going to do it.
Will be popped. And
1 kill, 2 kill, 3 kill, triple, quadra kill for Fiora.
Oh my
Amazing cleanup, perfect timing. That was worth the whole game, seeing that happen right there.
Yes.
So what? Oh man,
I'm
loving that one. That was the greatest. Okay.
I don't even know. The Baron just came back up, and Thresh is going to put a ward there now. I see his ping. He is ready and waiting.
Oh man, if only Annie was still alive.
Now, if Blue Team can actually pick up the Baron buff here and possibly win a team fight, they could turn this around. They could. They're behind by 10k gold, but this Baron buff will give them so much lane presence, it will be crazy. And
Absolutely.
I don't think the purple team will have enough time to actually get there and steal it before it'll be taken. Especially once Jinx get there, the damage will be insane.
He's at half health right now, and he does have that ward down there, so they know it's happening, and he is able to secure it.
Blue team will back off, and purple team knows that, so they will just continue to push mid.
Even going to use the talisman to speed out of there.
Now I believe that the purple team is in a little bit more of a defensive position now. So they will be warding all around the jungle, they will be warding all around the river, and Nidalee is actually placing traps everywhere she can and putting her wards down. And they just want to deny them any other farm that they can get. They want to make this Baron buff for blue team useless.
So I could easily see an inhibitor going down if blue team can pick off pretty much anybody, specifically Nid.
Now the Nidalee spears are doing a lot of damage, but Fiora will just lifesteal it back like nothing happened.
She's only got like 1 million lifesteal.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of setup here going on the wards. Nidalee is very bold here. He tried to steal it.
A little bit by yourself out of position there. I'm surprised she didn't get caught out.
I think it's a little bit of a dangerous situation for both parties. Can Fiora 1v1 Tryndamere? Oh my god, the damage is insane. But it's insane from both of them. And one crit and she's gone. Shut down. Didn't even have time to ultimate. Nasus kind of got caught by the 4 there, but it doesn't matter. A lot of damage coming from Jinx here. Just ranged, pulling him off. And Nidalee almost gone. Ultimate comes down from Hecarim trying to finish off that Jinx, but she is fine. In fact, she's probably going to take down Hecarim. No, not quite enough. And the Timbers comes down. The spear takes down Nasus from long range. And Nidalee gets the kill on Nasus. Graves gets the kill on Vi. Here's Jinx. He does get a double kill both at the same time. Triple kill for Jinx. And as she's going on to the Nidalee as well, gets hit by a spear. She's kind of low. If Nidalee turns, she might be in trouble. Ace from Nidalee. Great turnaround. Perfect timing. And there's Tryndamere this whole time going to be just going straight for the Nexus. But Thresh is probably not going to get a whole lot done against a Tryndamere.
And I believe that this will be
Fiora again is going to come up here in 3 seconds.
Thresh did flash and try to play Nidalee, but he missed it.
So exciting back and forth here, but Blue definitely on their back foot, just trying to survive. Another spear lands on the Thresh. He's almost dead.
Now, Jinx almost did pull off another great cleanup. She did get the triple kill, but Nidalee turned around on her. That was almost another amazing play by Blue Team with the cleanups here. They are just trying to defend with their lives.
I just wanted to point out that lonely little turret there all by himself. That is the only turret left on Blue Team.
He's healing up a little bit. He's okay.
Do the turrets heal?
Yeah, the Nexus turrets heal.
Oh,
and
they?
so do the
I never noticed that. I knew the inhibitors do.
The inhibs do. I think
And
the
the
inhib
Nexus
turrets
does.
heal slowly too.
Yeah, they do. Anyway, so lots of big items getting on here. Most of Purple Team, they're at 73k. They're a lot of them have their 6 items, or at least close to it, and just gonna be a nasty team fight coming. And again, you've seen it go both ways. It's all about the positioning and the engage, and sometimes about the cleanup.
Purple Team also does dominate on that dragon again, keeping their 15k gold lead here, and they are looking to finish this game. Baron buff is down. I think they won't have another Baron buff unless Purple Team can't finish this. But they're just looking to push in and win. They want one last team fight.
I'm still rooting. They can hang in there. Come on, Blue, you can do it. Am I supposed to not?
Blue Team plays it right. They can get it.
And another 1v1 between Nasus and Tryndamere here, and it looks like the 4v4 is going to happen. Hook does miss. Hecarim going to be trying to push up, wait for his engage. A little bit of poke coming from Nidalee, but didn't land anything. Tryndamere is scary, so it is a full 5-on-5. The flash from Annie does run right into the barrier of Jinx, so it doesn't even do a lot. Tibbers is useless, so in comes Fiora with the ultimate, tries to do a ton of damage. She does get a lot. The Zhonya is used by Nidalee. She does disappear. Another Guardian Angel out of Fiora, so she doesn't die either. Annie gets the kill onto Vi. She's almost dead herself. One more hit. Thresh, can you finish her? No. Graves is alive as well. Nasus, can you clean this up? They're all really low. No. Ace from the Purple Team, and that is going to be the game.
That is a 5-0 to finish the game for Purple Team.
Again with the super low health bars.
40-minute game, and congratulations to the winners.
Great game.
Very well
Congratulations,
played.
you guys.
Very great on the comeback. The carry Annie. I believe that was the MVP there. Annie is what turned that around for them.
I'm definitely giving that one to Annie. Turned that around in several ways.